go. Here we go. And begin. Alright, first we're going to switch to 4-way D-pad quick select so I can have 4 weapon pre-selects so I can switch faster, which is less menu for me, which is of course faster. This is a Metal Arms collecting system. It's a gem of the game that came out in the early 2000s. People that know about it generally like it. I'm one of them, which is why I chose to speedrun it, so I can play it over and over and over again. It's got witty humor, excellent gameplay, and some excellent speedrunning strats and levels. Here, it's tradition to run backwards. Mostly it's just to watch the 2 AI and make sure that they're actually following you and they're not stuck somewhere. I'm going to jump behind this button so that he doesn't have to turn and look at me as far, and he can hit the button that fast. Oh, so fast. Wow. Just amazing. Riveting tutorial. Now we're just gonna cut some corners. Coming up here is the first speedrun mechanic in the game. We call it a slope jump. All you do is jump while moving up a slope, and you jump higher than if you were just standing there. Use it a bunch to get out of levels and just get places where I'm supposed to be. Here I jump into this crevice to prevent myself from being teleported to the center of the room to start this tutorial fight. We can skip it by not being in the center room, and then we can make it to the elevator before the door closes behind it. Oops, barely made it. And just go down the elevator shaft and land on that platform. Usually not that close, but here the power of the mind lies there. The weakest weapon in the game, but still able to destroy bridges in a few seconds. Mental. If you see any screen tearing that's not you or the stream, this game actually has screen tearing in the Xbox version, and the GameCube version. I don't think the PS2 version has it, but it's pretty. Oh no, GameCube doesn't have it. Xbox is the only version with the screen tearing. The PS2, it just has the worst everything, but it's the fastest because you can skip. Oops. Skip cutscenes. So right there, that was what we call a speed slide. It's just a mechanic in the game where you get on a slope, you build momentum, and then you can save that momentum by jumping every time you hit the ground. And you can keep going fast. Oh no, I didn't make it. Let's try that again. So here's a slope, and then we can cause a speed slide by jumping and causing enough speed on the slope, and then it builds momentum, and we make it over with ease. Well, at least I didn't miss the elevator, or the mill fight skip, or the elevator drop. That would have lost more time, like another 10 seconds. So we're going to begin this level by not finding a weapon to cut those wires. You'll see in a minute why that becomes annoying. But in this game, the double jump has some interesting physics. You can actually just like stop yourself in midair by double jumping. Instead of extending your jump like you want to sometimes, you can just stop it. So here's our first fight with the mills. We actually have to fight these ones, unlike the other ones that we skipped. This game has some interesting mechanics, especially for when the game came out. Well, there he is. Now we're going to hear that about 50 times. But anyways, so this game, as enemies take damage, or as you take damage, so you can see they start falling apart, which is pretty great. mechanic for the game at this time. Because for the stronger enemies with more health, you can pick them apart limb by limb, make it so that they can't run, can't shoot, and you don't even have to take them all around. It's just a little platforming to get up here as fast as possible, and then blow myself up. Those arcades let you take control of mills, which is another cool mechanic about this game, is the ability to control your enemies and later on even recruit them to help you. Yeah, this room is pretty laggy, especially with all the mills in it, and if I started shooting you guys it would lag the game. It wouldn't lag out, it would just go a bit slower and I'd have to wait longer. Maybe we should count how many times he tells us to find a weapon and cut those wires. Yeah, you can... Oh, I didn't make it off. Oh well. I only lost the drop. You can save time by saving your momentum into the cutscene, and then it completes. So if you're going off the ledge as you're going into a cutscene like that, you just finish the animation when you don't have to do it. Ooh, okay, those guys are really annoying. They can actually grab you and pick you up and shake you.
Come on.
Ooh, did I save time? Come on. Oop, I did. I had a pretty good mill fight. They grouped up for me, so it only took me it took me 2 coin charges.
You've got to find your way to the mine entrance.
This is the first level with the vehicle. There are 3 or 4 vehicles in this game. 2 of which we have nifty speedrunning uses. This level is not one of them. This is the loader. In this level we just use it as quick transportation and not to die in the water, because water's bad for robots. Later on we'll eventually use it to do some cool tricks. Because of this floating mechanic, you see it flying out everywhere. You can actually use to climb walls. Gotta stay on the bridge. Ooh. That's Shady and Mr. Pockets. They're the barter droids. We don't use them in the easy any % run. They're used in the 100% and nuts of steel. I just have to destroy that generator to continue. Luckily it's right where we drop down. But anyways, the barter droids, they sell weapon upgrades, ammo, you name it, they sell it. But in easy any %, because we just run by everyone, we don't really need strong weapons. But when you're doing nuts of steel or 100%, you obviously need to use them. They've got some pretty funny catchphrases. Sadly, we don't get to talk to them. Alright, let's see if I can do it. Mid-air, bomb, plant. Alright, I didn't get it. That's okay. Backup strats. During your double jump, you can plant that bomb, but I didn't time my second jump to be low enough to actually get in the zone. Luckily, I didn't fall all the way to the bottom. But one of the great things about running this game is when you're learning it, tricks aren't failing a trick isn't that punishing, because there are checkpoints throughout the levels. So on most tricks, totally failing the trick only loses I don't know, a minute, 30 seconds in a 2-hour run. I guess, see, the very first time I ran this game, I think it was a 2-hour and 30 minute, 2-hour 40 minute, and that's only 30 minutes on top of what I do now. So it's kind of a nice game to really eases you in, and you're not punished for playing it. So if you don't really care about getting like the lowest or personal best and just learning it, it's very forgiving, and you can actually start doing full runs pretty early on in the learning process. Even then, if you don't feel comfortable doing full runs, you can, once you beat the game, you can, you can do every level individually, and that lets you get a lot of practice in. So not only can you segment the run by level, but you can segment it by the checkpoints too. So you don't need like some fancy save state or connect it or practice it. Like you can actually practice it on the console that you're using. I would say there's only maybe a couple tricks that are semi-punishing, where either the checkpoint is too far back, or the trick just takes so long to do, and you're skipping a bunch of checkpoints. So this level is just one big fighting level. Sadly, we haven't discovered any skips, because it's sectioned off in these zones, and each zone needs to be cleared before the next one will activate. So even though we know how to get to all the different zones, they won't load and go towards the end because the previous zone hasn't been completed. So it's just one of those levels where you actually have to beat it, but it does take skill to like get good at and know the patterns and know where they spawn from. There's a speed sign. While I'm supposed to be waiting for that bomb, I'm gonna go grab this cleaner and some more fire charges. Oops, there we go. Thing. Hello, barter droids. So now we want to get this loader, because we don't have to reload when we're in the loader. So it's just the fastest way to clear out all the mills in the level. Holy crap. Took some damage. It's okay. Shouldn't be taking too much more. There's only it's a bunch of palpators on the ground.
The sector is secure. Let's move on.
So now I'm gonna get the first major weapon of the game, some rocket launchers. Oh wait, that's not where I find them. I find them down on the control pad. I'm letting enemies spawn in the next zone. It's not like a complete waste of time going up there, grabbing it. You see now they're spawned and ready to be destroyed. Instead of waiting for them to spawn in over here, I'm actually doing something productive over there. And there's two spawns in this zone. The nice one's here because they drop straight down in the same spot, and they don't move until they throw their grenades at you. And then behind you can kind of be a pain because they can hide up in the tunnel.
Let's move on to the next area, Glitch.
We're still receiving reports of mill attacks. Clean up this town and protect our citizens.
Thank you, DJ. No. So I want this loader again. Oh, and of course they push me out. Okay. Where did it go? Come on, dude. Get out of the loader. There we go. Once again, I just want the loader for damage because I don't have to reload, and there's no downside to just spamming the gun. And it's as good, if not better, than the spew I was using anyways. This spew is the machine gun. There's so many enemies. And this is why you want the machine gun that doesn't have to stop firing. And of course you use your mini-map to find any stragglers. Like that guy.
The sector is secure. Let's move on.
Here there's 2 spawns, one up there, one over here. Hopefully most of them spawn here because I can actually shoot them while they're dropping down. Because they don't change their route until they drop down from that roof. So I know exactly where they're going to be and I can shoot. Or they start running around the map all over the place. Really like. But sometimes they just come out so fast, chucking their grenades. I can actually use these claws, but they're not very useful. I think they do some damage if you actually get them, but if you're getting like in that range, then they just are chucking grenades at you and you're flying all over the place. Oh. So here, there's a little robot. It acts as whatever your main weapon is. So now I fire 2 rockets, and then I also get a shield. So if you get the rockets for this fight, it's pretty easy.
I'll cover you.
Nice work, kid. You did good.
Well, thank you.
What did you expect? It was just warming up.
Well, let's not break out the joy lube just yet. You've still got a lot of work
This
to
game's
do.
got a lot of charm with all their
Flax escaped. If he gets the location of Droid Town to corrosive, we'll be up to our
sayings and
gaskets
mannerisms.
Our intelligence indicates
Like the
that
Joy
our
Lube.
basket mill buddy is probably heading for the mill crater compound on the far side of Dimbar Chasm in the wastelands. You're going to
Wonder
have
how
to
Ed's
stop him,
doing.
kiddo.
I just fixed me a captured mill vehicle
Thanks.
called a RAT, Rapid Armored Transport. They'll get us to the
Come
compound
on,
and
end the level.
You, Junior, and the Pooch,
Shut
get in the
up.
rat and stop that damn grunt. I'll transmit more orders when you reach the compound.
Oh well,
Now move
I'm not
your
that far
axle.
behind. That level's tough
Okay, pay
because you're just at the mercy of the spawns and how fast you find and destroy the mills,
button to enter and exit the driver's seat.
and how good
Steer
at
left
aiming
and
you
right
have.
using the right thumbstick. Drive forward and in reverse with the left thumbstick. Okay, here we go. Break it, I break you.
So this is the rat. It is just a driving vehicle with a turret on it. In that turret on this level, there is a dog. His name is Zabi.
Mill patrol spotted him. Get
And he's a robot dog, even though he's a robot, which all the robots in this are like sentient, but he's not because he's a dog. Whatever, he's a robot dog. He's kind of cool. For driving levels, the rat handles like your wheels are filled with helium. It's a very bouncy, and any little bump or nick will cause it to lose control. So try to keep all 4 tires on the ground, and then that lets you keep your speed as well. So flying through the air isn't that great, even though it looks cool. It's not ideal, and we're gonna have fun through the air. That was a nice one. But some of the jumps aren't as forgiving, or the ramps are just like too steep, and your front end goes way up like that. Ooh, I can bounce. Or you can bounce and then lose control. This level is the main level. The main reason I don't have rumble set on my controller, I turned rumble off on my system settings because with all the explosions in this game, there's a lot of rumbling, and it can be very distracting when you're trying to do precision tricks. Once again, going around the jump to avoid going airborne.
Break it, I
Here's a jump we have to go on. Whoa, as you can see, jumps aren't that fun sometimes. Just lose all your speed. Here's the part of the show where we'd read donations. So, take it away, GDQ donation reader dude. Look at the doggy, he's shooting people. How cute. Good boy, Zabi. Good boy. More jump avoidance. Avoid jumps at all costs. Otherwise the bouncy ball wheels will bounce. Coming up's the little off-road vehicle action. Cutting corners. Saving time. Saving frames. Skipping jumps. Skipping more jumps. You don't want jumps. You know they say tough guys don't look at explosions. Tough guys don't go up jumps either. Getting over a minute is ideal. The countdown timer. So if you're over a minute, you do. But getting around a minute is pretty average.
Take the rat around the far side of the chasm and try and head him off the path.
Head him off at the pass? Who the hell says that? You some sort of f***ing cowboy? You better be right about this, screwboy, because if you don't stop once, I will personally weld your exhaust pipe to your ball bearing.
I like to pause and listen to those cutscenes. Some of those cutscenes are amazing. Like that one. Robot humor, welding exhaust pipes to ball bearings.
Inhabited by robotic abominations with an unquenchable thirst for fresh oil. Watch yourself.
So like General Corrosive just said, this level introduces zombie bots. They're scraps of metal that have been made sentient. They only have physical attacks, and they can either be a blessing or a curse. They're a blessing if their attack pushes you in the right direction, you can actually save some time, but they are a curse if it pushes you in the wrong direction, because then you lose a lot of time. See right there, I got a little bump forward, but I didn't trust that other guy. Got the speed slide. There's a little speed slide here, lets you get around that pretty fast. So this level would have the donation incentive on it. There are some zombie bots that are trapped in cages way off to my right. So the donation incentive would be to rescue the zombie bots that are in those cages. But we normally do our first wall clip of the game and just run out of bounds. That, I made it look way easier than it actually is. Because to do a wall clip, you need to position yourself right at the point where two walls intersect. Actually, no! That can happen. I fell out. I could have prevented that. Oops. Normally it doesn't happen there, but I think because I walked too far to the left, I got it. But anyways, wall clips happen. You have to position yourself right where two walls meet, and then the collision. Wow, I just did it again. It's not supposed to look that easy. And then the way collision works, there's no collision with the wall there, so you just walk right through it and get to the other side. But if you're left or right, there we go. Now I'm up. Oops. I'm just gonna stay right here, and then I won't get checkpointed out. Nope. Ooh. just not getting any luck here. So that first part at that checkpoint, or where I got put back to the previous checkpoint while I was out of bounds, that the game, you just like load too many areas. It doesn't usually happen there, but I think I dropped down one extra tier that I wasn't supposed to, and that caused it to load too many zones. But it can be prevented by looking through a scope. So if I would have been looking through a scope, I probably would have been okay. But normally you don't have to look through a scope here, and it's easier to line up how to walk along the edge. Because if you're out here, you're not getting damaged by the water, as I demonstrated in my last death. So really I'm walking the line between being out of bounds on the left side and being too far out of bounds on the left side, or being too far inbounds and taking water damage there. So there's a lot to explain there. Even though I lost 2 minutes, that kind of sucked. So there I just set my scope and rivet gun to my upper control pad, so I can quickly switch in between all the weapons that I have. Here I'm going to try and get a zombie bot boost, and just see if I'm jumping, I can save the momentum that they give me with their melee attack, and I can just zoom across the bridge.
What are you shooting at?
Hopefully that guy doesn't follow me. He normally does not. I just gotta run over here to drop the water level down and pick up the scatter blaster, which level 3 is probably one of the strongest weapons in the game, but because we're not upgrading our weapons, we never actually really get to see it until the very end. It still is kind of useful. It's good for like a secondary weapon to like prep enemies, which I'll show in a couple levels actually. There's one of 2 bosses coming up soon. Why there's only 2 bosses in this game? They cut a 3rd one due to developer restrictions or whatever, so let's hope I hit that. Yep, okay. Do the speed slide, save my momentum, go fast. And here, instead of fighting all of the zombie bots, I'm just gonna jump over the fence.
What's the matter?
The voice actor for that big robot is Patrick Warburton, who's more famously known as the voice actor for Krunk in Apparition of Goof. And then the swearing robot from earlier,
Listen, I'm chasing this grunt who's heading to the Mill Crater compound. Can you show me where the compound is?
his name's Krunk, actually. He's voiced by Dan Castellaneta, the voice actor for Homer Simpson. So there's kind of some big names in this game. Whoa, I got gold. Here's a little out of bounds action as the big man. It's very weird playing as a different character in the middle of the game, completely changing the mechanics around. The controls are all well, the controls are like the same, but like the momentum, as you can see, kind of like it's pretty slow to get going, and then he can't jump right away, so you have to kind of work your way on those platforms. That was a good one. I only had to slow down once. Alright, here's the first boss. It's actually a really cool and interesting boss, which is why we kind of wish there were more bosses in the game, but sadly there's only this boss and the final boss, and we just started. So yeah, that second mid boss would have been nice, but This is the Zombie Bot King. He is the big zombie bot. He has 5 phases. Every phase you just need to do damage to him for him to open his mouth. So we just initiate that first phase with the Scatter Blaster to save rivet ammo, because the rivet gun is the strongest weapon against him. The rivet gun can ricochet, and if you shoot at his waist, the ricochets will actually hit him multiple times, and then do a bunch of damage. Ooh, this isn't good. Wait, what? Well, that wasn't good. I thought I had him. Oh, I never saved my hero. Thank you. Alright, now that I have a few rivet shots. There we go. Huh, I wonder what happened to that. So this is the cleaner. It's the strongest weapon in the game. It's a homing. Oh man. Okay. Just got a Kobe. I did not Kobe. Alright, well we're gonna have to restart this fight. So that's how the stages get harder, because he takes more health to open his mouth, and then also there's zombie bots, which do not make it easy to throw the grenades. Sometimes you can get that instant grenade if you hit him with teeth. Oh, yeah, see, that's why the rivet gun's the strongest one. See, this is what I should have done it the first time instead of messing around with all those zombie bots the second time. Jeez, what was I thinking? And that's how you do it. Not like the first time, but the second time. Second time, which one? That was like a perfect zombie bot king the second time. So if we just ignore the first time, just ignore it, just remove it from your mind, and then just remember that second. That second one was perfect. Flawless, actually. And then game size, I still did it fast. I'll take it. Hey, it's my favorite level. Into the Trenches probably is the most unique out of bounds in the whole game. You go slip sliding all across the mountainside, and you get some pretty awesome launches, and it is also has the rarest of Pepes. I mean, the rarest of level skips. It's like the unicorn of metal arms, if you can get it. But basically, I'll show you in a second. We're just gonna climb this mountain, that one right there, by just casually jumping out of a level. It's not even like hard. I don't know how they missed that. I guess they figured if you got up here, you still wouldn't be able to get to the mountain. But then we do this little sidewalk, which is the only spot we use it in the game. And now we're up here. And from here, we can either make a huge speed slide, which we do in ILs, or we can set up the big speed slide in the second area, where we just jump into the second area. And we jump in from high up. So basically, ooh, okay. Well, that wasn't the best speed slide, but anyways, with that huge speed slide that you get a lot of speed and a lot of momentum, and there's a chance that you can get it where you actually land on the top of the mountain in the next area. And from there you can actually walk around the mountains into the final third area. But it is really hard to do because there's an invisible wall that you have to fly over. You have to get enough speed, hit the right angles, all while landing the jump. It's been done on tasks, and it has been done once or twice in an actual IL attempt. But either like they fail the last jump into the final area, which is why it's still someone could claim it. You just have to run that level a bunch. Save some time. Now I like being safe in a marathon.
Well, well, look who made it in one piece. Nice work, Slowpoke.
And this is the tank. The tank is the third and final weapon, or final vehicle in Metal Arms. The tank isn't really used for its strength in speedruns, but for how big it is. The tank's only and best use is to climb it. And they definitely did not plan on how big of a climbing vehicle the tank was when they made this game. So here's the first example. And now we're just going to get on the wall. And here we're going to use the scope so that we don't get sent back, reloaded to the last checkpoint. The scope just prevents that. I'm not exactly sure why. And we also have our second example of wall clipping. This example is probably one of the more notorious and harder clips in the game. That first one was the easiest, this one is the hardest. So we have to aim right at the corner where the two walls intersect and put it right at the center of Twitch's body. And just walk right through. Got it. I have been at that wall for a minute before. It is not fun. Sub 2, I will take that. Look at that, saved 35 seconds with how fast that wall clip was. And with how fast that tank climb was. Here I'm going to do another tank climb because it is safer, marathon safe, marathon approved. However, you can climb to the same spot using some like corner clips and some unintended platforms that they're left in the game, but we're just gonna do the easy way where just park the tank, aim at the sky, oops, climb back up onto the tank, got knocked off the tank, I might as well just hop back into the tank, this one right here, lined up. Oh no. And then also, if I, whoa. What blew up on me? Holy crap. How's that half health? This is uneasy too. Anyway, so if you fail that jump, which normally I don't fail, I guess I looked a little too far to the left. But if you fail that jump, you can just climb right back on the tank and not have to worry about failing the tower jump again. Yeah, there we go. There's like an invisible ceiling there that you jump on and it pops you up on top of the wall. But yeah, with the checkpoints in this game,
Local mill patrols have
You don't
built a
actually
direct
lose too much
communications
time.
relay, and are on their way to
I'm gonna see if they'll
intercept.
trick over
If you
and
let
over
those
and over again.
robo-turds into the compound, you're gonna be neck-deep in mill crap in no time. Man that defense cannon, and turn those
Like I did on
traitors
They
into
Live,
molten
which is
metal
where I
as
lost
soon
my
as they poke
teammates.
their stupid heads out. Hold your ground,
So
son.
this level is every speedrunner's nightmare. The turret level, with a timer and waves. So I'll give the few tips that there are to do this level as best as possible, and then just kind of chat, hang out. So tip number 1 is when you shoot at an enemy, you don't just hold down the gun, because you aren't nearly as accurate, so you're missing that guy until forever. You just kind of like repeatedly hold, like tap the trigger button, and the auto aim just takes care of the rest. Another tip is to shoot these guys a couple times, so if there's a big wave of rats coming, vehicles coming, you can blow that up and that'll take care of them. The other one is to turn up your game volume, it's too loud, and that allows you to hear the vehicles coming, and if you have surround sound, you can actually tell which tunnel they're coming out of. And then also you want to aim in the center, then you can look at all 3 tunnels, and the only thing that you miss is Predator that spawns to my right. A Predator can spawn from over there that you can't see, but otherwise you can see every single spawn from just this position. So that's the basics. The first 2 waves in easy are quite easy, and it's not a very interesting activity until you get to the 3rd wave, where all chaos can break loose, because not only are the rat spawns, the numbers that they spawn are random, but the predators that spawn in are also randomly spawned in. So there's always a chance that there's multiple waves of 4 rats. 4 is the most I can spawn in. And while that's happening, predators are also spawning in, which basically makes the level nearly impossible and causing a huge failure. You lose a minute because you have to start the 3rd wave over again, which starts at the 1 minute mark. And it's even worse on 100% because there's a speed chip in the level, and if you fail it once, you cannot beat the level fast enough to earn the speed chip. So it's kind of a pain in the butt level. How it's just so monotonous and simple, and there's no like skips or anything, and it just punishes you. But once we're past this, then I think there's only one other level that's kind of annoying, but the rest of this run is golden. So yeah, my day was pretty good. Happy to be here, happy to have the chance to actually finally sit down and do some runs of the game, and hopefully submit to Midwinter Speedsprinter down in Minnetonka. Can do that, do an on-site run if they let me. Oh, my wave started at 1:17, so you can get it to start at 1 minute, but now if the level resets, it's another 17 seconds of waiting. So that was a single spawn. Oh, did I mention that you also have a cannon? You don't need it for the first 2 levels because they're so dumb and boring. But the 3rd level, sometimes you can get that 2nd or 3rd rat that comes out of the tunnel by aiming at the correct spot. Oh, hello. Oh, hey, didn't see it though. See, I think I got my I like that second guy with the bomb. But yeah, I'm getting extremely lucky. I've only been getting sets of 1 or 2 rats coming out instead of 4s. There's another symbol. Wow. Dang you. Oh, there's 3. No 4 though. Wow. Wow. There's the one else. Wow. Wow. Another symbol. Jeez. And now I have to just do this last wave. And it's only a double. Oh, of course the predator spawns in at the end. Jeez Louise. Wasting my time. Everyone else's time. If that last guy wouldn't have spawned in, it probably would have been close to the fastest you can do this level. A major factor in how long the level takes is how many predators spawn in. So the fewer predators that spawn in, the faster you do it, because the predators don't actually count towards the end of the level. Only the rat waves. Alright. This is the coolest trick of 2018. It's a newly discovered trick, newly perfected, newly mastered. It is an out of bounds. There's a new way that we found to get out of bounds on this level. That wasn't previously known. Yes. Crusty collarbones. This level is crazy now. So first, we destroy this panel. We get up on the panel. Get up on the panel. And then we get our camera like that. Ooh. And then, so once your camera's like that, you're lined up to walk out. But if you walk out too far, you'll just walk out into the void. So what we need to do is just get past, just get through to outside the map, but then bring it back in so we can walk on the edge of the map and not void out just like that. Now we have to use the scope here, otherwise we'll get checkpointed out. And now we do a little tightrope walking around the level. So hopefully the hardest part is done. Oop, can't see, there we go. The end of the level is like a big leap of faith, but if you count correctly and do your due diligence, it's not too bad. Let's see if I can do it. 1, 2, right here. So now I'm going to put that article, how to kiss that, so I know I have enough speed, and got it, first try.
All right, Glitch. Take out the replicators first to limit the number of enemies.
A little slope jump action. Just cut to the chase up here. And now we're going to do, I'm not sure what it's called, but basically you store the cleaner. So when it explodes and you back save, the explosion still goes off and you save the cleaner. Now, it doesn't always work, but when it does work, boy howdy is it useful. This guy would already be dead if I had a second cleaner for him. Alas, we did not get it. Ooh, I might have wanted. Okay, I'm gonna back save myself some punishment and pain. When you back save, you automatically go up to 2 bars of health. So I just basically healed myself for free. Because I got some running to do through some enemies. And some arcade chains. We're going to do a magical thing of opening walls, pushing buttons through walls. Now we do some ninja climbing. Ninja robot, that's pretty cool. That's like combining 2 super badass things into one. Zoop. and then I'm going to back save again because I'm marathon safe. And oh no, never mind. I need the rockets for like 2 seconds in the next one. It's literally 2 seconds. I need to blow up a machine that makes guardians or elite trees, which is what those are. Now I'm gonna drop the bomb, like tick tick. There it goes. And look around for any survivors. If there are survivors, drop another bomb. Ooh, 3 cleaners. Oh, I almost got him.
Nice job, Turdbot. It's about time
Like
you cleared those
Warframe.
guys out. I've been hiding up here for a
Yeah, like Warframe.
living off oil
I never
spills
played
and
Warframe. All my friends did.
You were captured.
I
It
escaped,
looked cool. I just
dumbass.
didn't have. I don't think I had the
All that
PC at the time to
conversation.
play it.
Anyway, I hacked one of the consoles and got some info. Corrosive stole some research from Exavolt.
This is the
and
best
he's using
cutscene
him to help
in the
figure
game,
out the
by
secret
far.
to all this Morbot crap. Something about the Morbots being gone and they're trying to find out where they went or some shit. It also looks like Corrosive was using all our ore to build some sort of space station. My guess is that they're planning to get the out of Dodge.
Space station. So that's where Flax tried to transmit the location of Droid Town.
Way to piece it together, Dick. You find my Morbot power chip yet? Because I know for a fact that Corrosive wants it to get into the f***ing Morbot region.
I went 0 for 2. No chip and no zombie.
That mod is almost as useless as
Oh
you.
no, it looks
He
like
lost
Ed
himself.
reset.
Now jump up
He's
here
way
and let's
behind
go
me
get
now.
that chip.
I can't.
It's too high. My
Too
head
high.
fell off.
My head fell off. It's always something with you.
I feel like your head falling off is a pretty legitimate excuse.
I'll see if I
Not
can
gonna
go
lie.
and unlock the door. I'll use my control tether to make those vermin f***ers blast
So now we get to
themselves.
play as Homer Simpson, aka Crunk. Not the Emperor's New Groove Crunk, but Metal Arms Crunk.
Will the party or parties responsible for releasing all of the experimental loot?
You may be asking, why are the mills shooting themselves? It's because they're insane. Literally, there's actually some insane robots. But as Crunk, we don't actually do anything. We don't use any of those cool gizmos and gadgets. We just walk through walls. That's all we do. If you have the cojones and are brave enough, you can run through the level, past all the fighting, and then there's I can do the same wall clip at the very end of the level here. You can beat the level in like 17 seconds. But if you fail,
Take that, you
you're
f***ing
SOL.
shitbags. My control tether works
Sometimes
like
you
a
can like
champ.
jump out
Okay.
and you just like
You take it
fly
with you in
across
case
the
you need it.
screen,
Bet the Exavolt
and you just
never
go
came up
flying
with
for out of the
nothing
wall.
like
Right
that.
now,
I
just
left
my
the
like
rat
little
in the motor
arms coming
pool.
out of the wall.
Meet me there once you caught up with Flax. And don't come back
Chip
without
this
my
time.
f***ing chip this time.
That was that level. Man, I'm making wall clips look so easy right now. That's the control tether. It allows you to take control of the millbots. So here it has one set up, and that little light on their back, you can actually tether into it and then control that robot and not damage yourself. It's a pretty awesome game mechanic, but we only use it once in the speedrun. But the one time we do use it, it saves a lot of time. So this is the loader climb. You just climb walls with the loader. So we get up to where we're not supposed to be. Get that because I know I'm gonna miss one of my EMP tosses later. And then we're gonna do a little slope jump off that box. And I need to practice this part. But there's another slope jump up here, but it's not even close to as easy as all the other ones. You need to like have a running start, and it's like the highest one in the game. Oh, almost. There's a technique to this one, that's for sure. So I'm trying to like get as low as I can on the box. So my feet are just above that like white spot. And then, ooh, hot! I should have done that. Yeah, this game's jump mechanics are really interesting, where you can like contort your body in midair to like change your momentum. So with that double jump, you can like push yourself forward along the wall, and then get to a point where you can land on the spot that's straight above you, even though you've been running into the wall all the time. Ooh, I should not be jumping there. Third try on that. That's not bad. It's probably pretty average. First try and everything else, that's good.
No chip.
I was on Flax's chassis the whole way here. He didn't come through here.
You'll never catch me, you rot cooking miner!
You rotten whatty miner? You rotten... It's a good insult to learn.
I read to the list of things you lost me today. What the f were you doing back there? Screwing your little toaster friend?
I will note, for any future GDQ submissions, they do not swear in this game. All the swears are bleeped out. There is no hard swear words in this game. And no blood, only oil. And robot dismemberment. But it does not count as gore. It's rated T for teen. And here's the other level. So now, the dog is driving. And you're in the turret. Sadly, the dog is a much worse driver than you. And on easy, you being in the turret has no effect on the game whatsoever. I'm not even damaging this guy. Removing these enemies doesn't even do anything because they don't even do enough damage to me. The only thing that taking out enemies does is prevent them from running into your vehicle, which saves you time because you're not being driven off the road and having the AI try and get you back on track. Please don't hit me. Thank you. More like nice shooting me. So there's the worst part of the level. He has to, instead of just turning right, he has to do like this whole 10-point right turn. 3 lefts do make a right, it turns out. I guess that's just how dogs drive. See, he's not even gonna skip this, he's gonna drop down. We could have gone so much faster by going around the outside. Oh, my ears. I'm gonna turn down the game volume. Explosions are super loud in this game. I'm just gonna drive through some exploding barrels. Take no damage. So yeah, basically this level is an auto-scroller with no purpose. Like there's not even skill in the auto-scroller. At least some auto-scrollers will do it. Actively not die. Here I'm actively just riding along. It'd be interesting to time how long it takes to do this level with shooting and how long it takes to do it without shooting. I'm guessing it is worthwhile to shoot. I do save time. By not doing running support. There aren't very many instances that you get running support. Taking off. Well, an hour into the run and a few resets later, I'm feeling pretty good, so I might do another one tonight. Alright, I meant to get hit there so that I don't get softball. There's a chance that the robot dog drives into the wall there and can't figure out how to reverse and get out of it. But it's very rare. But it can happen. Yeah, you're right. I guess you do have to shoot at something to complete them. You can't just not shoot. Let's go. Gas pedals on the right, Zabi. me shooting at these guys does nothing to the speed of this level. Actually, it's probably worse because it's causing a ton of lag with all the explosions. I'm just gonna look at that now. See as few explosions as possible. Alright, now we're to the part of the level where there's actually you can actually gain or lose it. You just can do a ton of damage to this guy. Doing my best.
You'll never catch me, you rock-toting miner!
Killed him faster before, but there's no real like gaining or losing time in this level.
Gateway power chip back. Now get your butt back to Droid Town. It's time to put that chip to use.
Gold. Wow. I brought it back under 2 minutes. Look at that. I'd be on PV pace if I didn't spend 2 minutes on They Live. Cool. Now I'm going down into the Morbot region, which are supposedly the creators of. Nothing's gonna ever bring me. Thank you. I'm never gonna give up. I'm never gonna let me down, or turn around, or desert you. Does this elevator bringing me down count as something bringing me down? Destroy. It's like industrial techno. It's charming. It is a very charming soundtrack. Alright, the first of the Morbot levels, some of the most interesting levels in the game. We're taking the long way around to not activate some enemy out there. Sniped! Where's number 2? Now I'm just gonna do this fast before those guys can get me. Climb, 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 climb. There we go. Just had to wedge myself in that little crevice and work my way to the top. Walking simulator. Not fast, but not slow. Is this it? Predator. The infamous, the legendary. The level that gives everyone fits, now and forever. It used to have an impossible trick that was impossible to do, and then we found this new way that also became difficult, but not impossible to do at least. You just have to jump around. You have to jump around flat walls from the backside. Easy enough. Oh. I hit the wall there, and it bumped me out. It's not actually easy to jump around the wall from the side the wall is on. This first one, I got down pat. Stand there, look to the right there. And then while you're jumping, you can change the angle of your momentum. Oh, I'm not sure why I missed that one. Sometimes this is a generous level, sometimes it isn't either. Got the first part down pat. It's the second part of that. Ooh! That little slope that just kind of drops you right into the water. Not easy. Not easy at all. Oh well, we'll get this, we'll get this. Shouldn't be too long. Got the first part down. Not a problem. Doesn't help that I have rockets and rivets being fired at me. Ah, here we go. And now we're going to dodge the death plane, that is that water that I so graciously showed. And apparently the death plane just doesn't go all the way to the edge there, so if you kind of just slide off the edge right there, you get over here. And then we can grab the control tether upgrade, which will let us control enemies faster. And we'll be on our way. It's a cool out of bounds level, but those jumps are just a pain sometimes. Well, we're back to 3 minutes. That's not bad though. Like, I mean, I gotta do an average run, otherwise they just look too easy. Oh. Checkpoints. That's why they're important. So if there was ever a walking simulator level, this would be it. There are no clever tricks, no special shortcuts, nothing interesting besides that first jump. You just walk through the level. And jump. Sometimes we jump. If I had donations to read, I would read them. Ooh, almost walked around over. Platforming. What? That was so unfair. So what happened there was that guy decided to double jump right in me and completely destroyed my momentum. Wow. Haven't done that before. Normally he just stands there and blasts you with fire. But this time, he suicided and got me. He did his job. He should get like the Medal of Honor or something. See? There he just stood there. Didn't do anything. That's what was supposed to happen. Worst walking simulator ever. So these spider things, they're kind of like the Flood in Halo. I don't know if they like both have the same idea at the same time or what, but basically Halo came out like a month or two before this game, I think. So it's hard to think that they like copied it. They also had so this is where the second boss was supposed to be in the game. It's supposed to be a giant one of those spider things and maybe explain a little bit of where those spiders came from, but they had to cut it, which is kind of a bummer because the first boss in the game is actually pretty awesome.
Hey now!
Ooh. So we gotta rescue our boy Slosh and get a backup EMP right there. I'll get it on my way back.
What the? Where is your clearance, chap?
Now we finally get to use our EMPs. Just gonna walk right up to him so we don't miss and waste it. Whoa, almost wasted it. course he goes and drops in the water. Alright, there we go. Woo! Cutscene anytime. There it is. The Diaper King. He does kind of look like he's wearing a diaper. Look at the moves! So that level was called Walking Simulator. Except for the jump. I gotta work on my jumping simulator.
No problem. Hey,
Here's some yada yada cutscenes.
My name is Slosh. So, who are you? I'm Glitch. Good to meet you. Say, how'd you get stuck in here anyway? When the Mills first took over Iron Star, I was taken prisoner. They threw me in here to see if the bots can survive.
I finally got to click on that link. Thank you for telling me I'm the best around. I wish I was. It's probably catching up to me. Nope. Well, it's kind of.
Those nasty mills are everywhere. And there are swarmers everywhere. Everywhere! Which reminds me, there's a big mean one at the reactor. But I could be wrong. What do I know? Hey, wait. How did you get here? I came through the Morbot Gateway in Droid Town. I'm heading to Mill City to rescue Dr. Exable.
I'm gonna talk in his chat.
Wait! If you can get in, I can finally get out! Woohoo! You're a braver bot than I am, man. Wouldn't go to Mill City for anything. It's dangerous, deadly, nasty. Yeah! Well, I'd love to use that lift, but there's no power.
So the slosh level has an out of
No
bounds.
sweat, no problem. No big deal, man. I think I can help you there.
It's a really weird way to get out of bounds. You
Tell you what.
put his model into the wall, clip it into the wall, then walk forward, not backwards out of bounds, but forwards, away from the wall, and that will bring you back into the wall and push you out of bounds. Why that works, only Slosh can tell us, because Slosh is the only character that does that. But once we get out of bounds, it's a big, long, tightrope walk to the end of the level, where we just hope and pray that we do not fall or fail. And then there's a leap of faith. Oh, this level is nerve-wracking, but it is the last. Oh, okay. It is the last Morbot level. Okay. There's a new technique where you jump right as you clip out of bounds, and that stops your backwards momentum, so you don't just run into the abyss. You actually stop at the edge where you tightrope. But oh, I had it. Ooh, not cooperating. It's okay. Shouldn't be too long before I get her in line. Just do it. Do it. Oh, I had it again and then I jumped. See, the jump's supposed to save you, not hurt you. Oh. Ooh-wee. We'll get this, not a problem. Oh, I had it. No, and I jumped off again. What am I doing? I just, It's acting different today. It's not doing the things it's supposed to do. It's doing the things it's not supposed to do. But it's supposed to do those things. Why you gotta be like that? Why you gotta be like that? Well, at this point, it would have just been faster to run through the level. That kinda sucks. Just do it the first time. I know, that's what I said. Jeez, why didn't I listen to that? Why didn't I just listen to that advice? Here we go, here we go. This is it. Moment of truth. Oh, oh, here we go. Not exactly the technique I was looking for, but I got it. So now we're walking inside the wall, and as long as we keep the model mostly out of the wall, we can just walk out of bounds on the edge and not fall off. Key word to that was not fall off. And once again, because I'm not the main character, the mechanics and the physics are all changed, making this harder. Alright. Now for the leap of faith. Somewhere over there is the hallway to the end of the level. And here it is. You can miss that hallway and jump right into the abyss and have to start all over again. We're gonna walk around the long way so we don't get knocked in the water. That is one way to ruin a perfectly good fired up skip by being knocked into the— whoa, my gosh! Ah, I have to wait for the thing to come back down. No, no! Okay. I was trying to be safe by not jumping and allowing myself to be put at the mercy of that flying guy, but no. Apparently, he can still just knock me out. It's okay, we're getting some practice in for the marathon, yes. Oh, that is exactly what I wanted to see. That is how that clip is supposed to work. Fired it up, fired it up. Uh-oh, I'm going too fast here. I need to slow it down. Slow it down. I think this is my exit. Yep. Alright. Another leap of faith. There it is. Ooh. My enemies. My new mortal enemies. Alright, you come on. Yeah, that's right. Get wrecked, scrub. What are those jellyfish looking dudes called again? I don't remember. Those little guys are snorts, right? Snorts? Snots? Well, that was very uncool. Now it's definitely ketchup.
There you go, buddy man, bud. Lift all set to go.
Thank you, I did do it.
Oh, here, take my molten rainthrower. You'll need it to get
I don't need the flamethrower actually. You can
I
keep.
also got some spare flame grenades you can have. Take them. You'll need them. Yep, you're gonna need them. Rock and roll and hold my—
Rock and roll, man. Leeches. Why are they called leeches? They don't like suck your blood or anything. I feel like the little spider dudes should be called leeches. Snarks. Snarquois. That's the French version of the game. They're called Snarquois. US version, they're called Snarks. They suck your washers. They want to suck your washers. Ah, 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 ah.
Where did you come from? No droids.
This level feels like an action movie. There's just a whole ton of enemies, shooting, explosions, and you have to survive. First, I need to take out that turret. Got him. Dodge bullets. So many bullets in my screen. Holy crap. Rivet guns in my head. Well, I think we got here with pretty good health. Don't shoot me, please. Out of my way. Try and knock off some arms on that guy so he doesn't do quite as much damage to me. Ooh, that was sexy. I don't have enough health. So you can put your weapon away, because you walk through a droid area here. I failed that speed swim. And so all the males just think you're a droid, so they don't attack you. So if you just have a sliver of health after going through that first area, you can still make it to the end. But if you have a ton of health, you don't have to waste your time switching to your empty hand. Ah, stop showing me those.
Roger that. On my way. You got it.
Another wall clip. Another face into the wall. Ooh, I felt like that was a good one. You know, my wall clips today are on point. My fired up, not so much. Here we need to use the scope so we don't despawn. I'm just gonna do it a safe way. Because I have an extra EMP. Thank you for the tank. And you don't actually need this tank to do any damage. Really, you're just in it for the joyride. And once again, to use it as a jungle gym. I guess they never figured people would use the tanks to climb. Thought I'd start an Uber service and bring that mill on a little bit of a ride. Once again, another level with its very own mechanics. This is one of the few levels in the game where you get the secondary weapon that is the wrench. What the wrench does, it basically allows you to disassemble yourself, and it helps you move around the spy factory. But we use it to move around in a different way. When you disassemble yourself, you lose your collision for a brief moment. So you can just phase right through walls. You disassemble yourself at just the right time. So we can just go right to the end of the level by walking through walls. Ooh, missed that one. Little late. So I lost all my momentum by, there we go, by running into the wall before I started disassembling myself. Whew. And now we just walk through everything. Normally at that level, you have to disassemble yourself, put your different parts on a conveyor belt, be reassembled, and then have to go through testing to make sure that you're not a defective unit. And that includes I don't know, like 5 or 10 minute game of Simon Says, where some mill yells at you to jump, turn left, turn right, and if you do it wrong, you have to start all over. So whoever discovered the wrench, thank you. Thank you for your service to the speedrun. Otherwise, this would be probably one of the worst levels in the game. Is this gonna be a clip of me getting knocked into the water? That just got shared in my chat. Oh yeah, it is. Thanks. I'll have to watch that later, the sound. But thank you for eternalizing my demise of trying to be safe. Trying to be marathon safe.
Listen up, Glitch. Our lone mill field agent got himself dismantled. He's a grunt who goes
Back in the rat, but this time it's supposed to be used as a weapon. But we just use transport. This one's like a really new trick, so I don't know if we've really named it. But basically, you just reset right after the bomb explodes, and it saves the state of the wall as being destroyed, but it respawns the jetpack that you used to destroy the wall. So, I can go and grab the first jetpack again that's 2 feet away from the road instead of the jetpacks that are used in the other sections that are 100 feet away from the road. So I will backsave again. Now I'll have that, because I got that jetpack before this checkpoint, it'll be saved as if I have it in my inventory. And I still have a jetpack with that wall destroyed and only one more to go. So that's kind of neat. This level has an even bigger time save that is task only. That involves rubber ones. That involves using a barrel explosion and then keeping your speed as you land all the way along that stretch and making that final move. There's ways to get to that last area by clipping through walls, but there's no way to actually get over that green river. So we need to take the rat to the end of the level to make it over the river. So if anyone wants to help out and route the game, that would be a big help. Oh, thank you, Mr. Bot. Oh, got so excited. Okay, no more from you. Holy crap. Alright. Okay. There we go. Not that hard. Normally they don't actually follow you into that little room, so usually it's not as big a deal to miss that little jump. Just do a little shortcut here. No big deal. Keep my speed slide. Alright, now I don't want to mess up. To make it over in 2 jumps. No. Oh gosh. No. No. Okay, well I got the slide, so hopefully I'm far enough ahead. Okay, good. We good. And I just dodged some rockets. Luckily that's going on easy. Alright, we're just gonna sneak by. Sneak by. The access to the rooms was fast? Maybe I got an IL.
Alright, soldier.
That'd be
Try
cool.
to stay low profile. The snipers will pick you off out in the open.
How close was I to an IL? If you think that was fast, Mr. Purple Wall.
Reveal your position.
Where is your clearance, chap?
This level has some really cool out of bounds sections, but it's actually faster just to run through the level. which is kind of a bummer. The out of bounds are used on the hardest difficulty, Nuts of Steel, because you can't take a punishment like this on the hardest difficulty. Like, I would have been dead so long ago if I was playing on Nuts of Steel. So there's a zipline that normally brings you to the end of a level, but it's very inconsistent on whether you stay on it or not, because you can get knocked off of ziplines. So we like to go over here and be inconsistent on our own accord by failing that jump. It's not an easy jump, but it's definitely not the hardest. Okay, so my timing is... Let me just fix that. Alright. Recalibrating. Alright, I'm ready. Here it is. Recalibrating. See? I just need to recalibrate. Agent Golf! Preach, brother!
Oh, yes! Name's Glitch. Agent Shush sent me. Agent Shush! A true fighter for the cause! In the trenches, fighting hard, dishing out pain and destruction!
Alright, everyone, get preached to.
Oh, man! Hey, do you have an info dump for me or what? Excellent! Our captive comrade was taken
Uh-oh,
to the
Ed's catching up
Minion
to him.
Tower, and it's gonna take power, firepower, to bring that bot back in one piece.
He's literally doing... Oh wait, no, he's two of them.
What it takes. Now you have to go it alone. Yes, you will. Cause Agent Golf
No
don't sign
suicide
up for no
mission.
suicide missions.
Believe! I believe!
In yourself. Now get out there and head for the tower at the center of the city. Find Agent Shush. He has the means to get you through. You just gotta have the strength and this servo upgrade, and you shall
Prevail!
prevail.
Preach, brother, preach!
Thanks for the upgrade and the encouragement.
Oh. The longest short level in the game. Bracer upgrade.
If you hear Agent Shush's theme song,
So right after we get preached to by Agent Goff, we have the wall clip, which I affectionately called the Jesus clip. Because you run across the whole room and... Ooh, didn't get it. But it looks really cool when you run across the whole room getting fired at and then get the clip on your first try. And you just, it just looks like you're walking through a wall, kind of like Jesus performing the miracle. So it's like Goff's preaching has inspired you enough to walk through walls. Sadly, I didn't get it, but it's really cool to see. It's like there's supposed to be a passage there for you. Taking the long way around. It's the fast way. Alright. This level used to be really cool. Now it's just running through. We used to have this like really cool trick where you like jumped up and over and went out of bounds, and then we retimed everything, and it's just faster to kill those alarm bots and run. You can get speed slides though. I did. So this will save some time. I thought that guy was gonna mess with me. Oh, I got both speed sides. That's gonna be. Can I make it? Can I make it? Can I make it? Oh, I don't need to make it. I just need it. Just gotta push the button through the fence, like you would normally be able to do in real life. So wait, we use a recruiter. That way, she can just run straight through. Oh man, I'm going to. Okay, well I might as well just start running. If you don't get those guys, a Titan spawns at the top. And if you don't have enough health, you can be a big pain, but I went to a lot of health, so didn't need it. Alright. This level. I just... Okay, good. He didn't jump again. If he jumps again, you're screwed. But if you just throw the EMP right away, you can get him right away. It's just a hassle there. But you need to take control of one of these guys. To be able to open this door. So you always need an EMP, so if you miss an EMP earlier, you have to kill one of them and they automatically drop an EMP. Like that. But even if you do have your EMP to start out with, they don't always cooperate, and so the one guy will always land in that spot, but after he lands, he can do whatever he wants. He can run towards you, he can sit and fire at you, he can, or go fly again. If he flies again and you throw your EMP, you miss, and you have to kill him, take an EMP, and then get another guy. The issue with that is, just getting an EMP on one of them doesn't guarantee that they'll be in position to be tethered. So if they do their dive bomb attack and they get EMP'd, you can't actually get at their tether spot. Oh, and you just use the tank to get over the wall there. But you can't get at their tether spot, so you just wasted an EMP and you have to kill it and try again. Here's the big plot twist, everyone. If you've been following along.
Well, you must be Glitch, our young
Let's see, has Ed passed me yet? Let's see. Oh no, he's running up. Ooh, he didn't get it. Ooh, he might not have enough health. Oh, he did get it. Okay, never mind. He's good.
My boy, surrounded on all sides by villainous, oil-thirsty mills. But by using my superior intellect, quick wits, and the fact that they are utter buffoons, when an opportunity to make good my escape arose, I took it, and fled to the very spot where we now hold this inane conversation. I must ask you, by the by, however did you get into Mill City?
I don't know, it just...
I have just the thing to make our escape.
The game. Hey, we beat the game. We saved Dr. Exavolt, the savior of Droid Town. He'll tell us how to defeat General Corrosive. And everything will be okay.
Dr. Exavolt, sir, it is a distinct pleasure to finally meet you.
Yes, it is. Well, I can assure you I am equally pleased to be here.
At the risk of sounding impatient, Doctor, duty calls. We need your help. Since you originally created General Corrosive, we thought you'd have information that would help us defeat him.
Oh, I know all there is
About
to
General.
know about the General.
Spectacular! I knew it! Droids, our luck is about to change.
You have no idea. Oh, my dear General Corrosive, I do hope you've been listening. Our plan has worked to utter perfection. Not only have I located the droid rebel command center, I am standing in the middle of it.
Oh no, he's a traitor. Who would have thought?
Oh, damn it!
We've been had. I guess there's more to this game. The game should have ended there, right there. Just save the dude.
Try every one of them.
That's all we need to do.
As
But
many droids as you can safe. Blow those mill maggots back to the factory.
alright. The tether level. It looks familiar, it is. It's basically that third level cleanup, but now with really strong enemies, and all your droid friends have rocket launchers, which doesn't really do anything because they're really bad with them. The strategy here is to get into one of these guys and shoot everything. The best shooting is to repeatedly tap the trigger over and over and over again because it shoots faster than if you just hold. If you hold, it only fires that fast. If you tap, it fires this fast. So with the tether, like when my screen was being all messed up right there, it was because I was getting too far away from my body. So it's a mechanic that we need to play around on this level. So I'm hugging this wall so I don't, so like one I can see, but two I don't like accidentally disconnect. Because if I lose this guy, I am pretty screwed. Okay, I got the checkpoint. So now I want to kill all my allies. I want there to be none. Okay. If there are, they will find my robot and they will kill him. And we don't want that because I need him for all the other zones. Okay, good. I still have a red dot on the mini-map. That red dot is gone. You have to reset. Well, not reset. You just go back to the checkpoint. And the checkpoint happened while I was still in the robot. So it's not like a run killer per se, but it is super annoying. But it should be fine. I have a ton of health. There's only 2 more areas. So you want to shoot the other guys, well, the troopers, that's what they're called. I haven't been using them. The troopers, you want to shoot the troopers when they're on the ground, and if they're not, then you can go ahead and shoot the guardians or the elites. I think it's the guardians, I don't remember. Should have really looked up all the terms. But then you also want to be flying yourself, because you're a harder target to hit as well. Wow, that was insanely fast.
They're breaking through the walls of the command center. We can't last much longer. Get back here, Glitch, and clear out these mills.
Woo. Alright, I like to get over here because then I get the high ground. And because there's like no guardians in this level, I just go after these guys right away. There are some mills, but they're not really worth it. Oh, So the AI cheat. They don't actually have to touch the ground as often as you do. So if they're being really rude, they just sit there and float. And it's really hard to hit them because you have to hit them exactly, and if your shots are going past, well, not too bad. Because the splash damage is really what makes the shot strong. Ooh, wow, the thing had so much health. That should be it. Now I just have to deal with these guys who are shooting at the command center. They don't shoot back. They just keep shooting at the command center. Got it. Nice. If you die on that level, it's a decent time loss. But because I didn't die, that went pretty well. There's something about this game with long-winded speeches. You get like 3 in this game. First, you get Slosh, telling you about reactor cores and elevators and blah 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 blah. Then you get Agent Goth, who actually is pretty motivational with his preaching to you and how to take down the mills. And then you get this old Kizu. And what's even more atrocious about this is you actually have control, but there's no way to ignore him, and the level won't start or continue until he's done talking. So even if there was a way to get out of this room, you can't beat the level because it doesn't start until his dialogue ends. Finally.
You're coming with us.
So here we take the spear, it is the strongest weapon in the game. JK. It's not. The tether guns. Because I can control the strongest enemy in the game. Hey, there's myself. Wave for the camera. It's camera within camera. Alright. Don't miss my throw. Ooh, I almost got the, How did I get the troopers? Oh, I got that now. Whoa, that was fast. Oh no. Oh, I messed that up. Man, that was so fast. I needed to do that when I was closer. It's a magnet or whatever that kills you. Dang, that would have been really fast. I mean, it's still pretty fast. But I turned around because I didn't want to run all the way to that magnet. But then I shot the closer magnet to me too soon. I mean, I definitely want to say him. All the troopers just lined up for me. Nope. Now they give us some droids on our team. Which kinda sucks because this level, how fast it goes, is all dependent on which weapons your droids get. So we want a level 3 scatter blaster, which is actually probably the pretty strongest weapon in the game. But there were 3 other options, or no, 4 other options, and 2 of them are atrocious and 2 of them are amazing. I guess we will see which ones our guys pick in a second. Well, I'm seeing some rivets, that's good. I'm also seeing some Ripper, that's really bad. So the Ripper, not only does it not do a lot of damage, but it prevents the zombie bots from reforming. and if they don't reform, you can't damage them. Oh, this is not the level 3 scatter, my bad. This is only the level 2, I think. Oh no, my teammate with the Ripper died. I am so sad. There we go. Alright, so my teammates aren't helping me shoot. That's the Magna Bomb. It's probably the only time in the game where you use it. We'll slope jump to end it. He really brought down the hammer. Well, it wasn't terribly slow. Wasn't terribly fast either. Here comes slingshot skill. It's kind of cool that all the weapons in this game get used in the speedrun, except for flamethrower. Flamethrower actually sucks, but every weapon, even the Ripper, gets used. Here we use it because we have to. So you shoot those spotlights down because it falls down onto some mills that would enter the arena normally. So because those fall down, we already took care of all the mills. And now we just have did not take care of all the mills. I just have not been having any work recently with that. Alright, now that all the mills are taken care of, the Predator comes in. And with that EMP, we just stun it and finish it. Oh, my last one didn't go off. Finish it off. Finish. Okay. Finish it. Easy. Yeah, dead weight. Well, it wasn't fast, but it wasn't slow either. Kinda bummed about that spotlight. Sad that it didn't take out all the mills. We got another wrench level. That's right, the magical tool that lets us walk through walls. We get to use it once again. As if it's there. There is a chance that it doesn't spawn here, but there's like a 98% chance it does spawn here. And we clip our body apart to trick him into thinking that we're dead. Yeah, sadly we do not use the wrench to do any cool speedrunning out of bounds tactics. We just technically kill ourselves with it. A bit of a cutscene. I'd pass him. Alright, so here's the sweetest technique in the game. So, you know how we haven't been picking up any upgrades or paying for upgrades? Well, in this part of the game, all of your weapons get strewn about the ground.
Most of us are still here thanks to you.
So,
I'm sorry, son. They took Zobby.
What we do is we
think
only
that
pick up
bastard Axelbolt
the couple
is taking
weapons
it to the
we
space station that you and Crook discovered.
need
Agent
for now,
Shush intercepted
and we
a
leave
message.
all our other weapons
Seems
back
that
there.
Axelbolt has a
What that
private
does
rocket launch pad just
is
a few
the
miles from your
game
present location.
doesn't
You've got to get
know
there and sneak aboard that
that
ship
we
before
didn't
it
get
takes
the
off.
upgrades.
Get 'em
So
on, soldier.
next time that weapon drops, it will drop as the fully upgraded version, and we will get all the upgrades in the game for free. Now, there are 2 weapons in the game that don't care about upgrades. The rivet gun and the slingshot. I grabbed the slingshot because it can be used in the second to last level to beat it just a little bit faster, but also you just need at least one weapon that can kill an enemy, so you can get your first fully upgraded weapon drop. But the other weapon that the upgrade thing doesn't matter for is the rivet gun, because just by playing through the game, it's already upgraded to the max. So that would be another option to grab, but that one isn't nearly as important to grab because there's one right there. Same with the cleaners, but the cleaners were next to the coin charges, and I needed the coin charges to use with the slingshot. So now I got the rivet gun, so now I can basically just kill certain enemies and get all the final upgrades to my gun. Sadly, we're in the last few levels of the game, so we only get to use the final upgraded guns for like the last battle, really. But it is important to have those for last battle because you actually do use them, and the upgrades do make the levels a lot faster. I'm not talking about this level, I'm talking about other things right now because this level is boring. It is a driving level with no dog on the turret, no enemies to stop you, only rocks. And they do their job well. Almost there. Ooh. Almost there. Oh, there was a wall behind me. Cool. Oh, hey, didn't see it. That was a trick. Just doing some kickflips to make this level a little bit more interesting. There we go. That'd be the end. Of this level. Almost there. I'm curious how. I guess I'll be what? Not if like I keep up this pace. It'd be 9 minutes over my PB, which is current pace. There it is, 2:13. All right. So I should estimate a 2:15. I think I can do it in 2:15. I think I'll have enough practice to be able to not fail the fire it up skip a whole bunch, and just not failing that one will save me like 7 minutes. That's no moon! It's a space station! Oh. I wonder where they got that that plot twist from. It's Star Wars, if you didn't know. Definitely Star Wars. The whole Death Star thing. Evil, evil robot. Rock and roll and away I go. Ooh. No, I need to jump when I'm... Oh, no, 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 no. I need to jump while going up this slope. There we go. Ooh, I got that second box jump. That was nice. No look, too. Get a little push. Yeah, yeah. Alright. This is like a little mini game. Because you gotta do these platforming all while those little guys are firing at you and trying to push you off. Kind of like how that one leech pushed me off earlier. Snarks probably helps too. And that's how you do that one. That was fast. Look at that, save 48 seconds on my PD. Here we're gonna collect our first fully upgraded gun. It is going to be the exact one we need, which is the Scatter Blaster. So see how it thinks we've never had the Scatter Blaster before. It is fully upgraded. Get this guy off of me! I will demonstrate its power in 3, 2, 1. Yup. It's basically like it's an automatic shotgun. It's crazy. I'm just gonna use this to make this final part a little bit easier so not every single mill is chasing me. Ooh. That just need to move a little bit better. It's not too bad. Yeah, there we go. I don't know why I was trying to jump all the way down there. And here is the last mechanic in the game. And you guessed it, it's a wall clip. Wow, my wall clips are just on point for me. If I didn't fail at all the other things, I just would have done a perfect run from it. Wow, so fast. Alright. So these guys have not finished it before. That's not fun.
All systems alert. Code red. Have a nice day.
Once again, because it's easy, we're just gonna tank it all and then to the end of it. Gold! That was a pretty fast wall clip, like I said. Alright, second to last battle. So now what I'm doing is I'm looking for this blue chip, and what that does is I need to collect 4 of them so I can take control of General Corrosive. And to do this level fast, you use the Scatter Blaster and the speed power-ups to run around and destroy all the crates. Oh my gosh. Oh no. and I am getting all the speed power-ups and the chips really fast. This is kind of cool. Oh, I thought that speed was okay. Speed power-up lets you avoid a speed and get to the corners faster. Normally, that level is not that fast or even. That was crazy RNG. Cause yeah, the chips are in. One's in the center, and then the other 3 are on the other 3 corners. But what box they're in is completely random. And I just lucked out and got all the speed boosts and all the chips. I hope I got 1 rocket. I just need 1 rocket engine. And now, as the big bad General Corrosive, I get to destroy the mill army that they send after me. They come in 3 waves. The first wave is the Snark wave. The troopers aren't actually a wave, they're just there to annoy you and get into your way. So they don't advance like the progression of the level any. It's only first the Snark. And once the Snarks are taken care of. Once the Snarks are taken care of. The Titans never spawn from this. It's the worst. I took care of all the snow. So sometimes you need to spin. Because you can't be looking. The Titans will spawn on the ground. And if you're looking at them, they won't spawn. I'm just gonna like run back and forth. Maybe I'll kill this way first. See, there's just one more wave of them coming. There we go. So yeah, I'll do my little spin, turn on the catwalk, see it spawn instantly. Oh, there's one right here. They're not spawning together, they're 26. So, corrosive missiles are homing. The issue is, they're so bad at homing that they miss. So you almost want to not even aim. You want to aim like ahead of the Titans. Oh, so now the 3rd wave is Predators. These guys don't move fast enough, so you can actually just shoot at them and kind of works. It's just really fun being able to control and be the final boss of the game. Like on the level where you chicken out and you just disassemble yourself when you fight him, you like find out how strong he is, where none of your weapons can even hurt him. Not that they give you any weapons, I guess. But they make it seem like he's invincible, which he kinda is. I mean, look at my health's not even going down with all the predators shooting at me, and all the troopers who have some of the most powerful weapons in the game. So there's no way you'd beat him without taking control of him. And the theory is that the console is there to take control of him, because X-Volt used it to control him. That was pretty fast.
What are you doing, Glitch? Do you copy? Transmitting?
That was
Now.
really fast.
It's working! Mission accomplished!
So that's his weakness, the control panel. Let's see. I don't know how much cutscene is there, so it's hard for me to tell. Like right now I'm a minute ahead of my PB. That's insane. But I still have to leave the spaceship and crash land on Earth. I'm not gonna get under 210, but I'm gonna get under 215, which is I think what my estimate's gonna be. 4:58. That's pretty good. Under 5 minutes of using. Two golds to end my run. Wow. Can I make it 3? Probably not. Oh yeah, so my PB is 2 minutes. So add 2 minutes to 2:10, so I'll get 12:08. Probably a bit more. Oops. Menuing is bad. Give me more. Knowing where all the corners helps this final battle a lot. I must have missed some rocket shots. So you should be able to cycle him with. I'm gonna get a secret check. Cycle him with 12 rockets and 6 corners. And time ends when it fades to black.